Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and a welcome. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2. Now, this is curious, because I recorded a bunch of episodes expecting to get a little bit ahead, and then my schedule kind of ruined me, so it's been a long time since I've actually played this game. So I gotta refamiliarize myself. Once again, this always happens. I do a bunch of recordings, try to get ahead, and then end up just not recording due to scheduling issues. We are investigating the village of Tekawara, and I do have somebody to talk to right now, Maya. We did resolve some problems, I think. What do we got here on Tekawara? We've got to investigate the missing kokiri fruit. Okay, so we did verify that the fisherman, that Tamao did not steal it. I've got to find it at a drying hut north of the Longa's home. What else do I got to do in Tekawara? I've got to... I guess I've got to explore the islands around it. I've got to hunt down the Lagufaith broodmother. I've got to learn about Pokakahara here. Alright. So, I know... I've already talked to the people in the south of the village here. So I've got to talk to the people in the north of the village. And they said there was something in the drying hut north of the Ranga's hut, which is right around here. So we will go there. But first, let's go into here. The Kuwara hut. Gotta pick up this game. Gotta remember how to play it, too. Wow. Okay. Okay. This would be stealing. Oh, let's talk to Maya first.
You probably have some questions about what we've been doing.
Yes, I do.
We found Harama in quite a state, didn't we? It's no wonder you'd be curious about what's going on. Harama is a sociable type of guy.
Yeah, this is on the letters that she was putting out. Okay. And he's another agent, correct?
Atsura has set him loose so he can get to know as many people as possible.
He's a spy.
That's one way you could put it.
Yeah.
He's keeping an eye on Tekawara. Who comes and goes, what sorts of things they discuss. Atsura is committed to a more peaceful Deadfire. But he's just one man. He needs good people to shoulder the burden with him.
Paladina holds up her hand, rubbing the tip of her middle finger against her thumb and nodding. Yeah, money. So Harama is just eyes and ears?
Only Atsura knows for sure. Harama might not even have all the facts.
Indeed.
I certainly don't.
The mob said he has coded missives. Was that true?
Maybe.
Probably.
Let's just say we're not the first people to deliver Harama a missive that looked like one thing and read like another.
Okay, so what have we been delivering?
I don't know.
So you got me delivering stuff that you don't even know.
But I'm sure that's how Atsura wanted it.
Okay.
Atsura has a new code for every hour of the day. He probably has cipher keys tattooed all over his body.
Why would you tattoo them? Alright, that's all, for now.
For what it's worth, you're doing a great thing for the Deadfire. You'll see that someday.
If you say so.
I've got some answers.
You're one of Kana's siblings, aren't you?
Sure am. And I heard that you two...
Yeah, Kana's from the first game.
Funny how the gods toss things together. I heard tell that Kana sailed off in search of whatever he didn't find in the Deerwood.
I think he was a chanter or something.
He lit a fire under the Ranganui to speed up the taming of the Deadfire.
Maya grins at this, planting her hands on her hips with pride.
You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it.
I did my best to help Kana find the meaning he sought.
You kept him alive in any case, while he wandered the lands in search of stories.
Maya huffs, shaking her head.
I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there.
Maya tips her head and studies you to make sure the point came across. Okay. Hello, Ishiza. Who's a good bird? Shiza takes a tentative hop closer and cocks his head up at you.
Ishi, where are your manners? Thank the nice captain.
Maya folds her arms and waits. Shiza resumes his inspection of the floor. How did you and Shiza first get acquainted?
I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds.
Maya kneels and strokes under Shiza's beak.
Stink Feathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since.
That's nice. Okay, so let's be off. Alright. Let's talk to the Rongi. This Amal man seems lost in thought. His clothes are neat and clean, but he's tugging on the fringe of his sash, which he's worried into a long, loose thread. He looks up at you, his bleary eyes suddenly sharp and alert.
What say? You are new to Tekawara?
He looks you up and down. What do you do here?
I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin taught me.
He smiles with real pride.
In the afternoon, I will go to the trading post to sell them. Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize share.
He rushes to add the latter part. Prize share?
Akira, we trust in our Ranga to dispense our food, goods, and coin to the tribe.
Okay.
The Mataru get the best of all, and then the Kwaru. The Raparu share what is left among themselves.
Okay. It's a caste-based society, of course.
The Tamao has made an example of what breaking prize share looks like.
Do you know anything about the missing Tokiri fruit?
Only the Tamao has slept like a fat tortoise, while the rest of us chew on reeds to fool our bellies.
Rongi folds his arms.
Akira, no one could be less surprised. Tamao had this coming.
You don't seem particularly upset about it.
Guilty or no, being tossed to the waves is what Tamao deserves. I have no tears for him.
I see.
He complained until the Ranga gave him my finest mats, and then left him out for the sport of beasts. Let the gods sort him.
Rongi's lip curls back, but he holds his composure steady. So even if Tamao is innocent, you don't care?
The tribe has challenges enough without Juana eating from each other.
Looks like they're just looking for a reason to get rid of this guy. Flaring his nostrils, Rongi glances away from you.
You overstep for a stranger, an outsider. I say you should go back to the shore that welcomes you.
He turns away and says no more.
Yes, as you wish.
I'm gonna find the truth of this.
A year, and still foreigners never attack.
But our food dwindles. Better to die fighting than starving.
Well, then farm. Do something. You got this island here. Alright, so this is the Chieftain's Lodge. Let's talk to Tiana. Is that a name? A seasoned Tawana woman rests her elbow on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She pats the hide skin, the percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. Blinking, she crosses her arms and regards Takahu with a patient, expectant look.
Tiana, what a surprise. I say, I could not find you after your Ranga moved the tribe.
He steps forward and clasps her hands, smiling warmly. Jody puffs out a heated breath. She pats his hand before calmly pulling away from his touch. Takahu blinks and clears his throat, looking elsewhere. Ouch, you gonna be okay, Takahu?
Akira, I say, my soft fish heart can take another callus.
He smiles wanly. She nods at you, smiling, rests her palm on the skin of her drum. What do you do here? Tipping her head to the side, her mouth curves into a cautious smile. She touches her brow with two fingers, then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. That may have been an introduction. Do you know anything about the tribe's missing Kokiri? Frowning, she sweeps her hand out to gesture at the entire village at once. She shrugs. Then her hand wanders toward her belly. She sighs through her nose. Don't you speak? A deep wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. The angle and shape look like the mark of a boar's tusks. She raises one finger and points down to a dried hoof knotted to her belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in a rapid succession. Grinning, she snaps her fingers and leans once more against the drum with a satisfied sigh.
I admit it. I like this one.
Okay. She rolls her eyes at Maya and shoos her away. Tap on the surface of the drum. With a short, hesitant beat, she bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. Then she beats a harder, faster rhythm and steps back, grinning at you. Alright, play something together. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build up a rhythm. Eventually she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching, and beats on the drum fast enough to build tempo without outpacing. Her rhythm response changes the tune, introducing complexity while keeping the spirit of the original alive. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movements make the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur. In the village below, heads begin to bob, furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, shaking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion.
Get a room, you two.
Alright, farewell. Okay, let's continue onward. Well, we gotta go over here.
I'll see it done.
Got the stained Kawari reeds. There's the Chieftain's Lodge. Oh, we'll head in here. Take a look around. There's Ranga Ruanu.
Yes, of course.
Ah, welcome to Tekawara.
And Amawa huddles in close conversation with the warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face.
Greetings, friend. Always an honor to receive guests.
He inclines his head and touches his brow. I'm RPG Crawler, Captain of the Defiant, at your
I would
service.
shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say. Pokokahara is restless. Even from afar, the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to calmer shores.
He raises his hand to gesture to the east. His hand falls limply to his side. What is Pokokahara?
An island not touched since the days of our ancestors. The Valians went to Pokokahara for luminous Ardra, but their expedition does not return.
Indeed.
As the storms grow wild, Tekawara dies around us. No traveler will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I say.
He absently presses his knuckles, worrying the blood from his fingers. I have some histories with old places that cause storms. I'll take a look. His eyes widen a little. The smile that creases his face seems for the moment genuine.
Here, this was a token passed down from the Rankers, said to come from Pokokahara in brighter days.
He passes you a heavy length of copper shaped in a spiral. So I got a shell key. Thank you, Ranua.
If you need aid, Himurihi's warriors need only someone to bark commands and they will go.
He raises his fingers to his brow once more. Tell me about your
The
tribe.
village here is young still, but we will grow when the Valians come.
Akira, like an ingrown toad.
For what does Nagati's chosen protest? Give Tekawara a chance to prove itself.
Yeah, if you say so.
That is for what we build many houses now, even a trading post.
He beams with pride.
We make Tekawara pleasing to the Valians. Then when they come to Pokokahara, they build their harbor here. They must.
Yeah, he's banking his entire tribe on that. You don't seem to mind the Valian influence
Some
here?
tribes push foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends.
Yes, indeed.
The company can be a good friend to helpful partners, even out here.
Okay. Yeah, we got a representative of the company with us. She can no doubt speak for all of that.
If the Valians come, they will build an outpost here in Tekawara.
His gaze unfocuses like he is convincing himself of every word.
We will have more to trade with outsiders than just Rongi's mats. With coin comes protection, friendship.
Okay.
A favorable arrangement for both sides, I say.
Doesn't seem like you have enough to support that many people.
Then we buy what we do not grow.
How do you buy?
Soon our pockets will drag behind us with foreign coin.
He blinks at you and clears his throat.
I say that in Tekawara there is always a spot around the fire and...
A gurgle reverberates from the stomach of the guard standing next to Runa. He grimaces and places hands over his belly as if to muffle a sound. The Ranga shoots him a withering glare.
And a koiki in every hand.
When he turns back to you, he's all wide smiles and pleasantries again. Back to my previous questions.
Speak on, friend.
Where can I find supplies? No, well, I had questions about
Wind and
Pokokara.
sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins. Never answers.
Waved you on. How is Pokokara causing storms?
You are new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Audra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pokokara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Audra. Valian or Huana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger.
At the implication of divine providence, Palagino's right eye twitches in annoyance, the membrane flickering back and out and back. Fighting against it, she focuses a weak smile and nods politely. Cocking his head to the side, Renoa mirrors the gesture with a full smile. He seems to be puzzling out Palagino's reactions. It's highly unusual for Audra to impact his environment, as you described.
Maybe that is for what the Valians find it so fascinating.
Rona scratches his head and shrugs.
Their captain brushed off my tails like the buzzing of gnats.
Well, there's probably something behind it. Why not move the tribe elsewhere?
In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, stolen by slavers, and killed by Rawatayan scouts.
His head droops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally.
So I brought them here, where the soil is too poor for koiki fruit and the water's too shallow for great fish.
That sounds like a recipe for starvation.
At least we are in the path of Valian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future.
He nods, resolute in the idea. Beyond the storm, is there any danger?
Akira, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pokokahara for a reason, I say. Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there is only death. But the Valians closed their ears to my warning.
Back to my other
Speak on,
questions.
friend. What
Where can I
say?
find supplies?
The Valians left many crates with the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach.
Annoyance flickers across his face, but is gone as quickly as a ripple on the water.
But we never refuse a guest.
Yeah.
If you need sleep, Himuihi will show you all the villages contending for the honor of your visit. And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himuihi can help you with this also. She got
Yeah, because she's the gamekeeper, basically. All right.
Yes? Leave it to me.
So what I need to do is look for clues. If I can find some.
Keeping an eye out.
So there's some sort of... Wait, did I just find something? No. Hail, daughter of Amira. Alright, I guess we go to the north. But that actually leaves the town. Let's go over here. Wait. I see something there, and I see a pet. Sorry about that. I just realized that. I just spotted that. First of all, the bag that I'm going to yoink and put in my bag. Okay, or the cat. Here's a cat. Put him in the bag. Okay. Now what the hell is this? A fine sword? Why is there a sword here? There was just a random sword there. Okay. Pokokara is due east. Alright, so I gotta keep an eye on Rongi. I don't know how, but I will. There we go. The statue depicts a voluptuous woman with the head of an anglerfish. The paint is thick as if freshly smeared. Let's go to the shrine real quick. What's in the shrine? Mary? The woman is young, but her serious manner makes her look much older. Her nose and ears are pierced in several places, and her mouth is twisted in a scowl.
Now sent Juana to enslave Juana.
She sniffs, curling her upper lip back.
No one chains Tekehu, I say. Well, except Rabuna.
He rubs along his neck and smiles, the shallow mark of a collar standing out in his flesh.
Shameless clown.
She folds her arms and stamps her foot. Excuse me? Think we got off the wrong foot. RPG Crawler, Captain of Defiant.
For what do you say this? To impress me? You are no different from the last ones who came through.
She shakes her head, scowling.
Outlanders conquer us with ink and paper packs as well as blades. But they conquer us all the same.
She squares her stance and grimaces. So learn to fight or read the fine print. Either will do, and that is streetwise.
If Aranga gave me the chance.
She grits her teeth.
Ruanu. He collaborates with the bottom feeders who went to Pokokahara for odds of riches. I warned the Valians about Pokokahara, but why listen to the ignorant Juana girl? Now I remain. They are gone. Taken by the curse.
Valians are some of the most skilled navigators in the world. They don't just go missing.
Pokokahara was not for them. With Nagati's aid, the sea takes and gives in equal measure.
She raises her fingers to her brow.
Dark clouds surround Pokokahara, and in my dreams, they swallow us all.
She looks to the statue next to her eyes bright with intensity. It's a good speech, and it sounds like one she's rehearsed a little too carefully. Tiana is cursed. Whoever lived to tell of it. She sighs deeply, her bony shoulders rising like a vulture's wings.
We tell these stories not because they happen just so. We tell them for what they mean. Our Rangosphere makes him too trusting. He believes the Valiant traders will protect us if they settle here and mine Pokokahara.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head.
They will. It is what the company has done throughout the Eastern Reach. Why not here?
So the villagers pour their sweat into the sand, building a trading post on a barren island.
What do you think will happen?
If more Valians come? Akira, the same thing that has happened with every other foreigner.
She waves a gangly arm in the air.
They will kill us, rob us, enslave us. And we will be too busy building their halls and sweeping their docks to fight.
She bites her lip in a bitter frown.
If you go to Pokokahara, I say the best thing is to destroy it for the tribe.
Her brow raises sharply as she studies your reaction.
So much the better if it means one fewer island with a Valiant flag planted on the beach.
Yeah, Maya. You say that right in front of Pelagina. Okay.
When the Hydra is gone, the Valians will dig somewhere else, leaving us to point our canoes toward more welcoming shores.
Okay, how do you expect me to destroy Luminous Audra?
If I knew, then I would go myself.
I mean, I am a watcher.
Anything that is built can surely be destroyed, Akira. And the storms are proof of powerful magic at work. Dispel this magic, banish it, whatever needs doing.
So she's asking me to destroy it for the good of her tribe, kind of. I don't think it will go as well as she thinks it will go. I will consider it.
I hope so. And we did not speak of this, Akira.
I hear that Anaharu also had problems with outsiders. She winces as you speak the name. One hand strays to the coral crescent pendant. She forces it back down, pinning her hand beneath folded arms.
Anaharu was the tribe's priest before me. And he was my father. Before he challenged Ruanu to a trial of waves.
She sighs and takes hold of the pendant, gripping it in a tight fist.
But he was cast off. We are forbidden to speak of him.
Tell me about the trial of waves.
When there is an argument between leaders that cannot be answered, we turn to Nagati. Two challengers risk violent currents, beasts from the deep, and waves that would dash them against the rocks. The winner, if there is one, has Nagati's favor. The loser, living or dead, is forgotten by Nagati and the tribe.
Her gaze turns downcast. Why did Anaharu challenge Ruana to a trial of waves?
My father knew the traders are as dangerous as pirates and slavers, perhaps more, because they grow strong in Neketaka. So, when the expedition came, he begged Ruana to send them away and move the tribe to another island.
Her knobby knuckles pale as she squeezes the pendant.
Ruanu, he did not listen. and Anaharu was done talking.
What does it mean to be cast off?
It means the tribe must forget him. The Ranga divided his possessions among the other Mataru, and now we do not speak of him.
She swallows, still looking away. I see.
Anaharu goes to his next life, but forgotten, he goes to a different tribe.
She hangs her head. You don't seem to think much of Roana's leadership?
He is a Ranga. My own great aunt looked into his soul and declared him such.
Even as she says this, she hesitates, one hand clenching into a fist at her
I
side.
must respect him, even as he builds a village for our enemies.
Have you tried reasoning with him?
Akira, I have, and so did
She breaks off, looking down and frowning.
Anaharu. I must learn to stop saying his name.
Are you the priestess of this tribe? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
She points to the wooden statue. It's as smooth as an old piece of driftwood, and the sun-bleached and water-stained patches suggest years of travel from one village to the next.
You worship God same as I do, at least in Nekataka. But I'll admit I've never called Andra Ngati.
Tekehu's lips curve into an approving smirk, and Pelagina shakes her head and adjusts her clothing.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
Alright, farewell. Alright, well that doesn't settle a lot of stuff, but it does tell of some of the background and the conflict of the tribe. I gotta keep an eye on this Rongi fellow.
I see your feet will not let you stay in one place.
His lean face has a pale, clammy sheen of a fish belly, but he forces a smile. What do you do here?
Leave baskets and mats, strong and soft. Just as much.
Yeah, I already got that. I already got that.
All that I earn goes back to the Ranga for Akira. What say?
Farewell. Actually, let's go through that conversation tree again.
I see your. I weave in the app, of course. Akira, the Matar Mukumu. See.
All right. So he's outside. Let's go into his house. While he's outside.
I can be quiet.
I get
if
this
you can.
feeling that there's like... Are we going to be noticed because this person's here? Right-click for details. If not for the food shortage, Rana would ask would I bring so many crabs from the beach. They take to the sand at midnight, scuttle around my feet, as hungry as the rest of us, I say. The work is difficult enough without them picking up my ankles and going after the prize. I thank Nagati for every day that Rana does not ask. The shore warms by day and cools by night. If this will get the job done, then even Kopa may forgive me. Only at midnight can I check. Someday the tribe will know what I do, but until that day, Akira, no one may know. Oh, okay, wait. They take to the sand at midnight. So he's bringing crabs for something. At midnight. No one knows why. Okay, that's cool. Nice for him. Nice of him to just write that down for us. Well, it's definitely not midnight yet. So how about this guy? Yo.
You need something?
Can you tell me about Tekawara?
Fish do not swim to you, brother?
Akira. For Ngati does not bless us all.
I missed that.
What more you need?
Why are those Lagfoot
We
caged?
and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
He looks at the creatures with mingled trepidation and disgust. They bare their teeth in response, flies buzzing around their clouded, gunky eyes, and dull patches on their
So
scales.
maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
He shrugs, scratching at his incurved
I do
belly.
not believe I have ever experienced hunger so great that I would resort to eating lagufath.
A shiver sends a ripple through Pelagina's feathers. Okay, so it looks like in their desperation, like they're worried about being like slaved and beaten, but they're keeping these fish monsters just the same. So this dude comes down to the beach at midnight? What time is it in game? Okay. So there should be a little bit of time here. Yeah, let's all go around here.
I'll see it done.
Nothing I need to worry about back here. Do I just, like, spend time? Let's follow Rangi. Figure out what he does. If anything. Oh, he's gone from there. Where did he go? There's more buildings out this way. Supposedly. No, this just gets out to here. Okay. Alright, well, you know what? Unless this gets me somewhere I absolutely need to be, I'm going to pause, and we will pick this up next time. Still looking for clues as to what the hell Rangi's doing. This has been the RPG Crawler with Pillars of Eternity 2. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. Until next time, take care, and goodbye. And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.